Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And this is JTB.
And this is Abysmal Lair Phase 5, Farming the 3 Worms, plus a bonus, very embarrassing clip. But I think it'll be kind of funny for everybody. And I didn't know, Shelly decided to take that without me knowing it. And then after it was all done, she says, you know, I got that on video. I'm like, oh, great. So, having said that, is basically the same thing as everything else. I always try to stay on this side. And again, push your directional towards the right, because if you kind of leave it in the neutral and release the UT, you might hit all of them.
Yeah, and just to explain again, especially on this mission, it's really important. The different people might be wondering why go right or left. When you're all the way over to the right, the swipe from the left-hand electric worm can't hit you. Where if he goes the other way, like if he goes left to right, it can't hit you. And if he goes right to left, unless you're stuck out, it won't hit you. Whereas if you're on the left trying to do this, the right-hand worm can still hit you, like a lot easier. So it's just the sweet spot is basically the same. It's just on the right-hand side, it's just easier to do it from that side. It's just
I thought he could hit you. That's the reason I'm always jumping instead of just regular charging.
I mean, it depends on how brazen you want to be, I guess. It's like, you know, certain things where you can just kind of stand there. Like when you like on the clones, for example, on heavy weapon clones, like you can always beat them to the punch with forward Y on the dragon sword, but in order to do it, you have to stand still and not block. And of course, if you're standing still next to a clone and not blocking, that's generally not a very good idea. But, you know, you can do it if you want. It's one of those things, you know.
Now, whenever you jump, try to jump towards the wall, not like straight at the end of the ledge, because I always jumped out in the water.
Yeah.
You know,
one thing to note.
Sorry,
I don't know if
hold
you
on, real
mentioned
quick
it in the last video.
I am thinking about, do I want to pull this essence? Do I want to use it for a UT? Not thinking that, okay, well, crap, now the bugs are out. I should have used it to charge instead of trying to pull that in. So anyway, go ahead with what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, the worms aren't worth much anyway, as far as I know, are they? They're not worth a ton of money. But no, one thing to know, even though you have walls, quote unquote, like around you, you won't get wall clings here. Like it's the same principle as when you jump in front of a chest. Like you will fall down as if you're carrying on going forward, but there's no actual wall, so you won't get like a wall cling here by mistake, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, and well, you know, if you kind of expect it, I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I jumped in the water by mistake thinking I was jumping towards the end. It's almost like you want to jump towards the wall, you know, more to the, I guess, right wall versus like the center wall.
It's funny seeing these new mission mode strategies come out over the last, like, probably a year and a bit, really. Like, mission mode really has taken quite a leap over the last year. I think about a year and a half, maybe. The full total, I think, like, we recently went over 58 million, I think, total mission mode score. We now have, I think, like 56 on video, which is insane.
Right.
So by on video, I mean we have a thread on the forum that like tracks all the high scores that we have on video. And I remember when we broke 50 on that, like when we had 50 million on video, and that was through everybody. That was through like every video we had of mission mode, every high score video, you know. And now we have and I think we had like maybe one high score on video. Like nothing was on video for high scores in mission mode, and yet now we've got like almost 30 high scores on video. But also as well, like with players just redoing the videos in better qualities. It's really nice to have that. It's kind of nice to keep the record updated. Those old videos are great for nostalgia and that, but it's kind of understandable that when newer people get involved and start playing, it's like they are kind of hard to watch if you didn't, if you weren't around at the time. You know, like you can't even read the karma on some of them, for example. That's how low. That's why I redid some of mine. I was looking at my old videos and thinking, man, you literally cannot read my score. Like you can't tell what I've got. Right. It's so low quality.
If this is like somebody's first video, versus if you haven't watched Abysmal Lair 4, watch Abysmal Lair first before this, but just to kind of recap, see how he came out fast right there instead of the hesitation, so I had to release because a double connecting ET will do more damage than a UT. Me hitting the flame, I mean, this electric worm with the UT at the beginning is worth about 4 overall single hit UTs. So that's at least 50,000 points lost just by that one. And then the other thing I wanted to say, notice, or in the last video, I was kind of rolling left to right. This time I'm just staying right in the corner. That way I'm always ready to start charging when I have the opportunity versus having to roll back into that area. And that little slope on the rock to his right, that can mess you up too. So just be careful of that. I think I covered it all.
Yeah, the floor on this is kind of weird because sometimes...
Okay, here's where it all goes bad.
If you,
starting there.
If you notice here, like the water's not electrified, so like sometimes you can land in it and not take damage, but sometimes even when it's not, you still take damage. It's weird.
Okay, explain this. I mean, I don't know how I got hit there, and then I was so shocked that I got hit because I didn't think I was going to get hit at that point, and it just really threw me off. But one bad jump, one hit that I didn't think I was going to take, and then not staying focused to watch this electric spit again, and now I'm at my health right here. I mean, that's all it took in a matter of, what, 20 seconds maybe or less?
Probably less.
Yeah.
It's always longer in your mind, and then you watch it back and you think, oh god, no, it was actually way less time than that.
So now, I can't mess up at all. I mean, I wasn't going to restart, you know, I was...
Yeah. Are there any more minions left? Like, I can't remember.
No,
okay, so at least that's at least a weight off your mind. Like when you get to these sort of situations, and like if you're playing one of the boss missions, for example, and that happens, and you're like, man, this is a good run. I could keep going, and then you think, oh, but I've got like 2 more sets of minions, and then you start thinking, what are the odds I can do that no damage while karma running? Like pretty low,
right?
You know?
Right.
Because your health's not worth a lot of points. Just to cover that, I'm not sure, like, losing track of the videos, but we've probably mentioned that before, but your health really isn't worth much in terms of overall score. A full health bar is 7,200 points before the multiplier, so even, you know, a full health bar is only, you know, like 17,000 or something, you know, on end game score. So if you have to take a hit, like, to preserve the fact that you got, like, maybe 10 UTs, like, way faster than normal, like, if you got those 10 UTs and save time versus losing a little bit of health, it's way better to carry on going. You know, the odds of you doing it, like, no damage, as long as you live, you're good. Really.
Right. As long as you live, you're not dead.
Yeah, as long as you live, you're still alive. Whereas, like, it doesn't matter how good, it doesn't matter how much health you've got. Like, if you, like, health will never outweigh, like, a bad run. Like, I don't think health would ever make or break, like, a regular run. Because it, you know, when you compare it, as we said, it's like 17,000 or something versus the rest of the game. That's 2 UTs. That's, you know, not even half of 1 Nimbo slot. It's you know, like 4,000 in essence is worth more than that, and that's not a lot in certain missions, you know.
Right. Well, me rolling, I guess, through it or under it, however you want to call it. I mean, it's just like Smoggen's Flame Breath. Rolling under a Nimpo from the clones, rolling whenever a shuriken's stuck in you. So just learning that mechanic, and I think the timing is pretty much the same. I mean, it just seems like you wait just a couple, or just a split second, then you just learn it. I mean, it's just something that you'll get an instinct for the more you do it. So try not to jump around all over the place to avoid his spit, because you still got to get back to that area. If you're out in any open, I haven't tried it, like if I was in the center or on the other side, you know, what could happen there, but, you know, this is one of those things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and also he might go for his grab. Like when you're on the left, right here, and on the right, generally speaking, the worms will ever really go for their grab, and that's when they come out straight. They kind of wiggle and come out straight for you. And if he does the grab, you could release your UT, but you're going to hit him with the entire thing, and like that grab is not an attack you can just let hit you. You know, that does like 60% or something crazy on Master Ninja. So if you try and farm it in the middle, you're either going to deal, you know, a crap load of damage to him and cost yourself a lot of points, or you're going to have to eat a grab, which you don't want to do.
And on the timing to release, if you wait to look and then release, to me, because I'm old and slow, I would always hit twice. So right before you think he's going to start his swing, that's when I would release. And then it always seemed to hit. So like right now, you know, I'm charging. If he came straight back out right there, you'd have to release. But as soon as he starts, so we'll just talk through it here. So roll. I think he's only done it like 4. I don't think over 4 times. But here he's hesitating. I just start releasing right then. And
yeah.
Sometimes he'll duck straight back in, but that's very rare. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking it's funny on certain runs. You know when you're trying to mainly in story mode when you're karma running and you want that ET start with the UF. Like I swear I've had him throw like 10 projectiles in a row. It's like he just will not do anything else. And it's like, dude, come on, like stop throwing a projectile.
So I learned from my last video to just throw the shurikens, because if you connect with the ET or UT right there, I would have broke 1 million if I'd had. Oh, so here's the funny embarrassing blooper part. So as I'm about halfway through this, my hand is starting to go numb. And my wife decides to record it because she's watching this. My hand's numb. I can feel it. I'm trying to rub it on my leg, trying to, hit it to get some feeling back into it. But it was, there I go laughing. My nose is running because it's cold in our apartment. I'm not trying to make excuses. I mean, that's what happens when you're 53 years old. You just can't sit there and play like I used to. But anyway, it wasn't until later that she said, oh, I recorded that. And I said, you know what? Let me just add that to this so people can laugh at me. But trust me, one of these days when you're in your 50s and your hand gets numb, man, I remember when that happened to Big Alski. He's not lying.
It's funny. Even with a TV that size, I remember when I used to play, I used to play NG on my big TV. I haven't played on it in years. I would still sit like a foot in front of the TV.
Right.
Close to the TV, man. You can see more.
Well, we have a small apartment and a very big TV, so it's that's kind of our entertainment. We don't go to the movies or anything like that. But yeah, if I sat too close, sometimes I'll lean back and put my feet up on the ottoman. And but once I get to like one of those tense moments, I have to sit up. If you look at some of the old pictures, whenever I met with Weeble and Iberian and P. Sarin, you see me just kind of sitting there with that blank, dumb look on my face playing. That's just me focusing. But that's how I played. But you used to play on like a 15-inch or 18-inch or something when you first started?
Oh, when I first started, I had I had like an 11-inch CRT. Like dead little TV. They were like really, really common in the UK. They were like, the budget TV, like, everyone had, like, that was the TV like every kid had in their bedroom, right. And like that's what I first started playing NG on. I remember when I got my first like actual widescreen TV, like, in that format. And you know how the missions have got that little gap in them, when you go into mission mode and like they're all separate tiles. On my old like 11-inch TV with like whatever format that was, they were all joined up in a row. And I remember playing NG on that new TV and thinking, oh, there's gaps in the. Oh, that's how it's supposed to look, and seeing everything, on the screen, properly. It's crazy now, like how far it's come. And I've played on monitors like exclusively for like well over 10 years now. And whenever I play on a TV now, I like it's noticeable to me. I think, oh no, like I could never go back to playing on a TV.
I could never go to play on a monitor. It's I need the bigness and me able to move around and just sitting right close to a monitor, a foot away or 2 feet away, however far you would normally sit is I just couldn't do it. It'd have to be almost eye level and up on a stand, and if it was on the floor or on too high of a stand, I need to sit and move. So I'm a little crazy. Now we'll add one more thing. People notice if they see that. I mean, we've got a lot of junk in our apartment, but on the wall there's some cartoon pictures of Speed Racer and Racer X, and our whole apartment is pretty much like that. We have cartoons everywhere, Looney Tunes, Flintstones, Scooby-Doo. You know, I'm a big kid at heart. Shelly is too. I think we have like one legitimate like picture that you could call art. But
is it just a picture of? Is it just Ninja Gaiden Black, like in a glass case? Is that what it is?
Right, yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It's I don't know what it's called, but like I said, everything else is pretty much just comics and cartoons and stuff like that. We enjoy that, and you know, we're fun like that, and we don't want to get too serious with all this fancy, artsy, smartsy stuff. And it's something that, so when people see it, if you haven't ever watched Speed Racer, watch it. Speed Racer is awesome.
I think I'm going to have a copy of NGB framed in my house.
That's what you should do.
I think I'll do that.
You know what I ought to do? You know what I ought to do? You know, I have that Ninja Gaiden NES cartridge that it looks like the VHS tape, and I think I've talked about it with people before.
Yeah.
Where I have a lot of signatures. Maybe I'll do that one time. You know, go get it and get it blown up and have it framed, because I've got like 20 signatures.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we rattled along long enough, but you know, I scored 945, but I probably would have scored over 1 million if I hadn't UT'd the guy at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to not get the left electric worm without getting him hit at least once is very hard. You know, of course, I did it one time, and then I completely fell apart once the bugs came out, because I start thinking, man, do I charge now? Do I absorb the essence? Do I try to do this? And then all of a sudden, I jumped in the water and then get hit by the swing, and then the beetle jumps on me, and then I'm dead.
Yeah, I think like unless you're going for a new number one score, I would say like allow one hit on the worm. You know, like unless you are going for the record, like just accept that you're probably going to hit him at least once.
And I think on the Abysmal Lair 4, I did it. I hit him twice. Again, that was my first time really trying it. So in hindsight now, I would have restarted that, knowing how much, you know, one UT is like 4 single hits, which is equal to about 50,000 points. So
yeah.
Okay, guys, y'all take care. The military destruction row will be coming up next, but I think I made my average already just going through it in 4 of the 5 missions, so I'm not going to, I mean, I've already made my average. There's no reason to make a video. I'm surely not going to be farming the tanks and, you know, all that other stuff.
You mean you don't want to farm MD5?
MD 1, 2, 4, and 5, I don't want to farm. You know, y'all can watch videos, and maybe I'll put a link in my military destruction 3 row, and you know, just show, hey, these are my farming links, and then here are high score, or my non-farming links, and then here are farming links, just so people can kind of see the difference. But okay, everyone, hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all take care, and we'll see you.
See you guys.